Scary drama unfolding live right now on the Walt Whitman Bridge on the New Jersey side. A white Escalade has stopped. The doors are open. Police say a man has a woman and a baby. He also has a gun and a baseball bat, and that has caused the Walt Whitman to be closed in both directions for about a half hour now since 4:30. Traffic is stacked up on the bridge both ways itself. This SUV is on the New Jersey side. As we span that to show you the backup, we'll tell you what we know. New Jersey State Police tried to stop a white Cadillac Escalade in New Jersey earlier today about 4:20. The driver refused to stop. That's when State Police pursued the vehicle and then called off the chase because the driver had stopped in the middle of the Walt Whitman Bridge and began walking on the bridge itself. As we told you, the man apparently has a gun. He also has a baseball bat, and he's with a woman and a baby. That is what we know to this point, but of course a very sensitive situation, and traffic is tied in knots on the bridge. The feeder roads I-95 and 42 in that area are just starting to feel the impact. We have more now from Chad Pradelli on the phone. Chad, what more can you tell us at this point? Chad, we have some pictures now from earlier to show video of the car to our viewers, so that was before the situation got to this point. That's how we're going to handle some of the video you'll be seeing here. This is the vehicle. We shot this earlier today about 4:30, just as this was unfolding. We broke this news to you live on Action News at 4:30. The doors were open. Police were monitoring the situation, and they are now in communication with a man who had been driving that SUV. You see the emergency lights are blinking. Apparently the man has a woman and a baby. Now, Chad, these are details you may not have been able to find out because it is happening so quickly, but do we know why police were trying to stop this Escalade in the first place? Do we know the age of the baby, or if it's male, or if any details at all about this little child who's now in a very dangerous situation?
Really don't. I've been able to speak with Philadelphia police. I'm on the Pennsylvania side. I heard you earlier say that this driver had been pulled over. On the New Jersey side, we haven't been able to get in touch with New Jersey State Police to find out any more details exactly who this is, why he was being pulled over, but certainly he didn't want to go quietly, and has caused all this mess on the Walt Whitman Bridge.
And it is impacting police on both sides of the river, as you said, both New Jersey and now Philadelphia police involved. A major artery that, of course, is one of the busiest in the evening rush hour is now being impacted and just will continue to stack up as the next hour and a half or so wear on as this situation unfolds. Again, we're telling people this is video shot earlier so that we could be sure the situation was not visible from our video here. That's why we're showing it to you. We are going to go back live to Chopper now, and we're intentionally taking a very wide shot. This will show you the traffic that's stacked up, but we are being sensitive not to show you the live picture in the SUV because we ourselves don't know how this situation will resolve itself, and we're trying to be sensitive to that.
Yeah, and absolutely, especially there is a child involved. As Chad said, the man who got out of the Escalade apparently is holding that baby, so everybody, I'm sure, holding their breath right now and hoping it gets resolved quickly, especially for that child who's involved in this very scary situation right now. And of course, as Monica mentioned and as Chad mentioned, it's causing a huge traffic backup on the Walt Whitman Bridge and beyond. And we want to talk a little bit about how that's going to affect you and your afternoon commute. Matt Pellman is here with us in the traffic center. Matt, can you tell us a little bit about what's going on there and some of the alternate routes that people can take at this point?
Absolutely. Good afternoon, Erin and Monica. And the Walt Whitman Bridge is normally our busiest bridge into and out of the city of Philadelphia in the afternoons, and this afternoon no one's moving in either direction. Of course, normally in the afternoon most people are headed into Jersey on the eastbound side of the fence, headed home. That side is blocked. The action is actually happening westbound on the side that heads into Philadelphia, but neither side is moving, and you can see from Chopper 6 the stacked traffic here in both directions. Let's go to one of our traffic cameras on the ground. You can see kind of a different view of this whole situation from I-95 looking up and over the bridge toward New Jersey. You see the traffic just completely stopped, and the ramps from 95 to the Walt are beginning to stack. So obviously, perhaps it goes without saying, but you want to avoid the Walt Whitman Bridge this afternoon. Here's an option for you. Ben Franklin Bridge is looking just fine, a little bit heavier than normal as folks do try to avoid the Walt Whitman Bridge, but those taillights are headed eastbound into Camden, into New Jersey, and then those folks can get on 676 southbound and take that down to the 42 freeway where they would normally get off the Walt Whitman Bridge. Let's go to the maps and you can see, of course, where the Walt is. And as we widen out, if you don't want to use the Ben Franklin Bridge to 676 route, you can head for the Commodore Barry Bridge. Take that into New Jersey and then run 295 up to the 42 freeway. But again, on either of these routes, watch out for extra volume. One thing you don't want to do is head for the Tacony-Palmyra Bridge because it's up right now for a bridge opening. Betsy Ross Bridge is fine. We'll keep watching it. I'll see you in a little bit, Monica and Erin.
All right, thank you, Matt. Now we want to go back to Chopper 6, showing you our breaking news story. And if you're just joining us, we'll recap very briefly. We have some other information we want to bring in here. Again, there is a shutdown on the Walt Whitman Bridge because of some kind of situation involving a white SUV that has stopped mid-span. It's been sitting there now for about 37 minutes after police tried to pull over the driver. That driver refused to stop, and in fact, there was a police chase. Police decided to call off the chase as soon as it involved the bridge, and as soon as that SUV slammed on its brakes and put on its flashers, then it became a different kind of drama. We're now showing you video shot earlier, and again, the reason for that is we want to be careful about the situation, but this is the SUV, the white Cadillac Escalade involved. At one point, the doors were open. We saw movement inside. There is a man with a woman and a baby. We assume that there is a drama unfolding here of some kind. We don't know if these people are related, if it's a domestic dispute. We don't know that kind of detail, but police are trying to negotiate with the male who had been driving because he has a gun and a baseball bat along with the woman and the baby. Let's go to the phones now. Ken Caluzzi is a police chief in Lower Makefield Township. He has dealt with these type situations before, and again, we don't necessarily want to assume it's a hostage type situation, but what can you tell us about how police deal with a situation when they really don't know what they have there? All right, Chief Ken Caluzzi with Lower Makefield Township. It did not involve your township, but we appreciate your perspective since you've been involved in many similar situations. Thanks for joining us live. Of course, we'll keep our audience up to date on whatever happens with the Walt Whitman Bridge, but we do want to move on to some other news this evening. There are much more news coming your way, including the very latest on what's happening with the Walt Whitman Bridge standoff, and we'll be right back as we take you out live on Chopper 6, showing you the Walt Whitman again closed in both directions because of some kind of drama unfolding on mid-span. We'll be right back.
We continue to follow breaking news. You're looking at Chopper 6 live at the Walt Whitman Bridge, which is shut down in both directions, and that's because of a white Cadillac Escalade that stopped in the middle of the bridge coming from New Jersey. And this is a result of an incident that happened earlier this afternoon. New Jersey State Police attempted to pull over that car that you're looking at right there with both doors open, and the driver refused to stop. Well, New Jersey State Police pursued the vehicle but then called off the chase. Well, shortly after they called off the chase, that vehicle stopped right there in the middle of the Walt Whitman Bridge. We understand that the driver got out of the car and had a baby, and there's also a baseball bat and a gun, we believe, involved. Right now, police are negotiating with the driver, but you see traffic is backed up, and we are hearing about big delays on the 42 freeway. Of course, we'll keep you updated throughout our newscast.
Channel 6 Action News.
All right, thank you, Denise. And of course, much more action news coming your way, including the latest from the Walt Whitman Bridge. Back to our live situation on the Walt Whitman Bridge. You see police activity. In fact, police are behind their cruisers as they wait and watch to see how a situation that's very dire will unfold here on the bridge. A man has a woman and a baby, as well as a baseball bat and a gun that he's holding in his SUV that stopped mid-span. Police here at the ready have stopped both sides of traffic. They are now diverting the westbound cars, so they're trying to get some of that traffic out of there. There is the SUV from some earlier videotape that we shot. The driver of that SUV had been pursued by police, and after a short police chase, the SUV driver stopped suddenly mid-span, jumped out of the car with the baby in one arm, and began walking. At this point, the man appears to be back in his vehicle with the baby, the woman, the gun, and the baseball bat. And this is all the westbound traffic starting now to be diverted. But again, all this area is locked in knots because of the evening rush hour being affected by this very dire situation. Erin?
Okay. Thanks, Monica. And you are looking live at breaking news. There is a hostage situation that has shut down both sides of the Walt Whitman Bridge. Police are starting to divert traffic, and they are also negotiating with the driver of a white Escalade that stopped in the middle of the bridge. Again, we'll keep you updated on the situation throughout the newscast.
All right, out to Dave Roberts to check out the AccuWeather forecast. Clouds rolling in as promised. Dave.